What's going on, guys? Welcome to GDHQ. This channel would have a short review of three of the most important ETFs, the SPY, the Dow Jones, and the QQQ. We will be touching base daily. I would be providing you my insights and thoughts about where the price action lies, and we would be discussing it every day before the market opens. And I'll make sure to have this video out for you guys in order to help you guys for your swing trades or day trades. We'll talk about the three ETFs, like I said, SPY, QQQ, and DIA. And along with that, I'll put in a couple of more stocks in there, which I think would be helpful for you guys for trading. Another important objective of these videos are I'm going to try to make them as quick as possible, as short as possible to not waste your time, and try to keep it under 10 minutes or even under 7 minutes. So let's get started. Let's get started with SPY here. Here we have the 4-hour time frame that we are looking at. So we'll basically be looking at the 4-hour and the daily for the three ETFs and then see what the price action is. So for SPY, we can see we had that major dip last week after the FOMC minutes. According to SPY, it's not unusual. I would say it's not a bear market. It's not a market crash. As you can see, it held the trend line right here pretty well. So what I have here is the orange is the 20 SMA, the blue is the 50 SMA, and the black trend line is the 100 SMA. So as you can see, it followed this price action, this trend line. It held really nicely, as you can see here. If I just zoom in a little bit, we got that crash, I believe, on Thursday, and we knew there were going to be buyers as soon as it left the 100 SMA and try to get to this trend line. So as you can see, this would have been a good moment for you guys to go long on SPY, and as you can see, that's what happened. We got this beautiful green day the following day after the crash, and then it keeps and the price kept going upwards towards 444. So as you can see, where we are at right now is 444. According to me, this should try and gain the 446 before we could see any consolidation up here. The reason I say that is because it crossed the 441 midline, which had some resistance, and it broke that clearly. As you can see here, we had that amazing green days. So just try to play this trade level to level. I would try and see if this goes to 446, and then if it breaks 446, then we can look for 447, 448. But if you see pre-market tomorrow, if it tries to consolidate around 440, 439, then we might see 438, 439 once again. So just be aware of that. So I would still say SPY, we have a healthy bullish trend going on, so it's nothing to worry about. You can still invest. Every time you see a dip, please go ahead and buy SPY. For the second ETF, we have the DIA. I know a lot of people don't trade DIA, but I do. I think this has a pretty good price action as well. As you can see, we have the same trend line as we saw in SPY right here. DIA had that crash to 246, not a crash, but I would say a deeper consolidation to 346, and then it reclaimed the 350 level, and now it's consolidating around 350. 350 is a huge resistance for DIA, so what we want to see tomorrow is if it tries to break it. If it goes above 351 pre-market, I would see it going to at least 354 along this resistance right here. If it is not able to go above 351, I would try and see if it and maybe you could buy some puts down to right here 349 level. Because this is such a tight consolidation, I would still wait on DIA to see what direction it is going into. I believe it would consolidate here for a couple of days at least before showing any signs of either direction. So beware of that. Third ETF, we have the QQQ Nasdaq ETF. Again, the one common thing with this ETFs is whenever it touches a certain trend line or breaks the 100 SMA, it tries to reclaim the price back within a day or two. So you might want to be wary of that next time you go deep into put options or call options. So as you can see, it touched QQQ touched this trend line and straight away shot up just like the SPY and the DIA. It reclaimed the 365 level, which it has been treating that as a support since a long time here, as you can see. Now we are at 367, I believe, and as you can see, 369, 370 is a huge resistance for QQQ. So as you can see here, there's a lot of consolidation over a number of days. So I would predict this would either have some resistance at 370 and then come back down to the 367 level. So you might wanna, again, you could play iron condors if you're into options here. This is a good place to play iron condors on QQQ. Again, if you see a break of 369 clear break during pre-market or when the market opens tomorrow, we could see this going at least to 372, 373. And if you see some resistance, again, I would play it down to 365 if you're into put options. Again, this is still a healthy market for QQQ, so every time you see a dip, as you can see, there was a dip here, it went straight back up, and the same story here. You can see all these green candles one after the other, and here we have a strong bullish candles, a number of strong bullish candles as well. So QQQ is still in a healthy market, and look for the 368. If it breaks 368, 369, you could go into some call options, or else I would say just wait before taking any deeper put options. Alright, now for the stocks, we have Apple that I want to look at today. As you can see, Apple has been consolidating between 150 and 141 for a long time now, and now it has gradually moved itself to the 145 and the 150 area. As you can see, it's getting a bit tighter day by day, and people are pretty bullish on Apple with their new iPhones coming out in September as well. There's more news, and you saw here it tried to break the 152 mark but got rejected very heavily, and this was during the consolidation for SPY, DIA as well, all the ETFs after the FOMC minutes. Now again, it has reclaimed the 148 level, which is very important because as you see, it had that bounce over the 145, and now we are at 148. So the next resistance again would be 150, and then if you're at 150, I believe if there's, it might consolidate here for a bit, and if there is a quick rejection here at 150, I would see and try to play some put options to at least 145, which I believe it would try to fill that gap before going even further in the 152 and 153 area. So keep an eye out for that. The fifth stock I want to look at, and I believe this is a very good swing trade, or you're someone who's not trading options and you want to hold this for a while, I would definitely look at Roku, and now I'll tell you the reason why. So this is the 4-hour time frame, and you can see here this is a beautiful support that it took around the 340 area and had a bounce up higher. Right now we are around 351, and I believe this was after this drop here was after earnings. So at least for right now, what I would say is Roku would try and fill this gap to 400. It might consolidate here for a bit, but it would try and fill that gap. My colors here I believe are all messed up. Let me just fix that quickly. I'll just go with the green and the black. I guess I'll just do a blue here. Okay. So it's not showing up. Anyways, well, I believe this is the 20 SMA on Roku, and this, there might be some resistance here at 360, but if it, once it breaks that, wait for that confirmation and try to long it to 400 at least, because as you can see here, there was some resistance here at 400 before, and now that we have shown good support at 340, I would try to, once it breaks above the 360 area, do not long it into resistance here at 360 due to the 20 SMA. Wait for it to break from the 360 area and then long it to the 400. Because as you can see here, there are no resistances between this gap. It would, I believe it would shoot up straight to 400. So wait for the 360 consolidation, and once it breaks 360, I think you should be good to long it to 400. Alright guys, that was my quick analysis for you today. I'm gonna keep posting daily videos on here so that you can see the forecast for the market and try to gain some information for me, which would be helpful for you if you're trading options or even swing trading. If you like these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and keep the notification on for my videos when I post them. I'll try to get them the night before. So if it's August 22nd today, I'll try to get it for August 23rd and the same on the following day. So yeah, again, please like and subscribe, and I'll try to get in more videos for you guys. Cheers.